next step on the bus was going to be framing, but we can't do that just yet because we have a friend that we're waiting on who's an expert framer. So while we wait on him, we decided that we were going to do the countertops. So we got wood from our grandma's barn, or his grandma's barn, and we're going to get that planed at one of his friend's house, and we'll show you step by step how we went to do that.
Hello YouTube, here we are at my grandmother's house. We're harvesting some really old American chestnut for our countertops. Most American chestnut was blighted out like 40 years ago by a parasite or bacteria, so it was like wiped out. So we're really lucky to be able to get our hands on some, but it turns out that my grandmother happens to have like a whole barn full.
Let's take a look at that. Might be too dark to see. Oh, there we go.
Truck there. The old International. You know, those old barn finds. But I don't know if you can see, but there is wood stacked as high, as tall, as wide as I am, and it's all American chestnut. So we're in the honey hole. We're taking the wood in to get it planed out, which basically means it's going to take all of the quarter cut, the roughness out of the wood, which is really going to bring out the sheen in the wood. And as you can see with this particular set of chestnut we've got, it's when the blight first started to hit. So with the outer pieces closer to the bark, you can see there's a few worm holes. So that makes it wormy chestnut. And then when it gets into the heart, it's still virgin chestnut, meaning that none of the worms have gotten into it. The wormy is worth more, but I think I've got such a rare piece because of the age. So we bring it here to my friend Dennis, who's a lifelong buddy of mine, to get it all planed out. So he's going to show you a little bit about the machine here and tell you a little bit about what it does.
First thing we're going to do is you're going to run the wood through, start it at one end to the other. It runs through on these rollers. It's got a blade up on top. That cuts it off and it makes it a smooth surface. When this wood goes through, it will look like this piece of wood when it comes out. Nice and smooth and flat.
How much, like, would you say that it removes? How much material?
It removes 1/16 of an inch at a time.
It's not bad.
You can take up to an 1/8.
Man. So
We'll
we're
chew
gonna
it right on down where it's nice and perfect, nice and flat. Might run it through the table saw, which is over here. Run it through the table saw to get a nice smooth edge on the sides. So when you put two pieces together, it'll be nice and smooth.
So that our countertop, because that's what it's going to, will be perfectly aligned.
Perfectly in line. Yep.
So you don't get a bunch of water in the
A
cracks.
bunch of water in the cracks, and you can even put lacquer on it.
Nice.
Get a good sheen to it.
Nice.
It's gonna turn out great.
We're excited.
Yeah.
Hi everybody! Today we're going to focus on the wood. We've got our American chestnut, so we're going to have to get it clean today because it's got a pretty rough cut to it. Even after you sand, you can still see the quarter cut. So we're going to have to take it to get it clean. But what I'm doing now is I'm cutting the wood to fit the bus. I've measured the counter, and now I cut the wood to fit the counter, so when we get the plate, we can put it on the bus. It's not a big deal. Kids, safety first.
Okay everybody, so today we working on putting in our countertop here. Got it all back from my buddy, so we went ahead and cut everything to the 3 feet. Wood glued everything down. I'm pre-drilling the holes before I screw in, just to keep the wood from splintering or anything like that. Went ahead and screwed down our backdrop, our backsplash there, so as we're using the sink we don't have to worry about water splashing behind. So I'll go ahead and get that cutting. We did cut the plywood underneath to make it a good solid surface underneath it there, so that way when I go to cut the hole out for the sink, I'll have a good surface underneath. So hopefully it'll turn out well. Well guys, we had a pretty good rain last night. Pretty torrential downpour, and we realized we had a little bit of water coming into the bus. So what we had to end up doing is pull some of our windows back out, just put that one back in. So I had to pull 2 of the windows and scrape out all the old caulk, and we'll run some new caulk and hope that it seals now. Luckily we found out before we got the floors in, or the walls in I mean. So it didn't look like it got our floors too bad, but we'll keep an eye on that. Today guys, I'm gonna try to cut out this sink. I've never done anything like this before, so what I'm gonna attempt to do is drill holes in the corners, 4 corners, big enough for my saw to fit through. So I'll try to drill a hole and then saw up to the next hole, then saw across all 4 points so I get rid of just this inside scoop. Let's see what happens. No. Sounds like I need a more powerful drill. Man, that'll shake you to death.
Yeah.
It is still very slow.
Yep.
This is gonna take me a while.
Yep. Don't worry, I'll fast forward the... You broke it.
That's hot.
It's a hot one? Don't touch it then. Silly.
It's warm.
Stop touching it.
Ow. Okay.
You're almost there, babe.
Oh, I know. But man, thing will shake you to death. One done, 4 more of those to go.
You don't know how to count. It's 3 more of those to go.
That too. Yep. So we got the sink cut. I went ahead and sanded down this morning, try to get rid of any little marks or anything we needed to. Sand down the edges on the inside a little bit to get it ready for coating, because it will have a sink there, it will have water on it. We're gonna give it several coats of protective finish. Try to seal it and keep our wood nice and safe. So we'll start with several coats of that before I can actually put the sink in there. So let me get to putting some coats on. Okay, so we got a few coats of the urethane on there to keep it protected. It's gonna take several more, but I've got about 4 coats on there already today. You can start to see a little bit of shine popping through. So hopefully, when it's all said and done, it's gonna look good. And hopefully Jessica likes it. That's a big if. Because I kind of did all this without really having her permission or go ahead. So crossing our fingers. Well, I'm back. So there's been a little bit of a delay, or not delay on the bus, but a sidetrack to the project. Since it was 7 degrees out, my little house here, it busted the pipes and the wall and everything, so we had to rip everything out of the house and, you know, try to get it all dried up and heaters and stuff running, but it got pretty bad. So that's still a few good days. I mean, it literally blew the head off the shower and everything. Blew all the pipes out the walls and the side off the toilet. Like, blew everything at once. So you can still see everything's all wet where it was touching up against the walls. But what can you do but roll with the punches and I guess try not to get discouraged and keep on keeping on. We got wood back from my buddy Dennis. We started doing the countertops. We start to do some framing. We'll show you that in the next video. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at bus_with_us. Love to see you. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave us messages, questions, whatever. We'd love to hear it.